Sophie Cunningham has finally arrived in Indiana, and she went straight to work with Coach Keith Porter, and she also expressed that she is ready to win a championship now with her new team. She's working on some in and out dribbles, finishes at the rim, front of the rim. Now working on some mid-range pull-ups, a mini step back here.
I mean, she has changed our game in the best possible way in every way. And so just to be alongside of her and maybe relieve the pressure, being able to shoot and spread the court for her to go do her thing.
Remember watching Caitlin Clark getting knocked to the floor game after game last season? The cheap shots, the hard fouls, and nobody stepping up to protect the rookie superstar. Well, Sophie Cunningham just arrived in Indiana with a crystal clear message that's sending shockwaves through the WNBA. Oh heck yeah, we're about to win a championship, wasn't even the most powerful thing she said. Her true message to Clark's opponents will make you want to stand up and cheer. When Sophie Cunningham stepped up to the podium in her first Fever press conference, she didn't waste time with the usual excited to be here clichés. No, she sent a message that should have WNBA defenders shaking in their sneakers. I'm fierce, I'm sassy, I stick up for my teammates, I stick up for myself. Those weren't just words. That was a warning shot across the bow of anyone thinking about roughing up Caitlin Clark this season.
I'm stoked. I'm so excited. I think it's refreshing. I've been in Phoenix for the past 6 years, was drafted out there. I've had a really great time. I've been very blessed with being around a lot of GOATs in the game. Yeah, you guys will learn that if I'm not in the gym, I'm normally by the pool. And so I was actually poolside when I found out. And there's a lot of emotions just because I have been out there for so long, and so I'm just stoked. And like I said, the offense is more my style, but I'm also surrounded by a great culture and great people, and that's what I'm also very excited about, to be here in Indiana.
Let's be real about what happened last year. Caitlin Clark might have been the most electrifying rookie the W has ever seen, but she was also treated like a human punching bag. Game after game, we watched defenders taking cheap shots at the rookie sensation. Remember that Chicago Sky game? Clark got knocked to the floor multiple times with barely a whistle. Or how about when the Connecticut Sun players were literally laughing after sending her flying? The worst part wasn't even the contact, it was the fact that nobody on the Fever roster seemed ready or willing to do anything about it.
But to be honest, my original thought was like, oh heck yeah, like we're about to go win a championship. Like that's exactly where my mind went. And like I said, it's all about the people, it's about the culture. I learned a lot out there. My roots are here in the Midwest, and just to be closer to home, my sister is married and has a kid, has another one on the way, and family is everything to me. I have a really great support system, and but again, it's my Midwest roots. I'm excited to be around Midwesterners again. It's my type of people, and so I'm happy to be here.
The lack of protection was honestly embarrassing. While Clark was getting bodied on screens, shoved after plays, and hit with late contests, her teammates were nowhere to be found. No one stepping up, no one getting in faces, no one saying enough. Clark just had to take it, get up, and keep playing. That's not how championship teams operate, and it definitely wasn't sustainable for the Fever's superstar. Enter Sophie Cunningham, the WNBA's most feared enforcer. If you've watched Phoenix Mercury games over the last few years, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sophie isn't just physical. She's the type of player who makes opponents think twice before trying anything sketchy. She's built a reputation as someone who will absolutely get in your face if you cross the line. Remember that heated confrontation with Misha Hines-Allen? Cunningham didn't back down an inch. Or what about when she got into it with Skylar Diggins-Smith on her own team during a timeout? That's the kind of fierce competitor who doesn't care who you are. If something needs to be said, she's saying it. And if someone comes at her teammates with cheap shots, good luck with that. The moment Sophie found out she was heading to Indiana tells you everything about what this trade means.
What excites you about playing with her this year?
I mean, she has changed our game in the best possible way in every way. And so just to be alongside of her and maybe relieve the pressure, being able to shoot and spread the court for her to go do her thing. Now I hope to kind of do the same for Caitlin if she wants it. I just think the relationship piece is huge, and when you're trying to do something great, it takes everybody. And so I want her to go do her thing. I think that she's drawn a lot of people, not only to Indiana, but to the women's game as a whole. And so just to be a part of something great, just really happy to be here.
Her immediate reaction, oh heck yeah, we're about to win a championship. No hesitation, no concern about leaving Phoenix, just pure excitement about joining forces with Caitlin Clark and the Fever Revolution. That's the mindset Indiana desperately needed to add to their locker room. What makes Sophie such a perfect fit goes beyond just her willingness to stand up for teammates. It's how her physical style of play creates actual space on the court. When Sophie sets a screen, defenders feel it. When she boxes out for a rebound, opponents think twice about challenging her. That's exactly the kind of presence Clark needs. Someone who makes defenders pay a price for all those physical double teams and traps they've been throwing at her. There's this perfect clip from a Mercury game against Seattle last year. Sophie gets knocked down on a play, and instead of complaining to the ref, she immediately gets up, sprints down court, and delivers the most physical legal screen you'll ever see. The defender went flying, her teammate got wide open, and that's the Sophie Cunningham experience in 10 seconds.
I wasn't necessarily paying attention so much to what Indiana was doing. I mean, you hear about it, but now that I've been here and I have been paying a lot more attention to it, and it's crazy, right? Like it's a whirlwind, and team right now, like it's turning heads. And Dewana Bonner, getting her was absolutely huge. She was one of my bets when I was a rookie coming in, and she's no one to mess with. I love Natasha Howard. You have Aaliyah Boston. You have Kelsey Mitchell. We just have a squad. It takes a little bit to get adjusted to it, but after that, I mean, come on, it's part of something great that doesn't come around very often, and so if you're not paying attention, I don't know what you're doing.
The contrast between what players like Sophie are saying versus what some former players are spouting couldn't be more obvious. While Cheryl Swoops was out there claiming nobody wants to play in Indiana on national television, Sophie's practically celebrating the trade. That tells you everything about how current players actually view this Fever team, as a legitimate championship contender with the game's brightest star. What's even more impressive is how quickly Sophie has embraced her role. In that very first press conference, she didn't dance around what everyone was thinking. She directly addressed why Indiana brought her in. I bring a different kind of energy to the court. I'm physical, I'm not afraid of confrontation, and I'm going to have my teammates' backs no matter what. Message received, loud and clear. The days of teams bullying Caitlin Clark are officially over. With Sophie Cunningham now wearing Fever colors, opponents will think twice before trying those cheap tactics we saw last season. That enforcer energy is exactly what Indiana needed to complete their championship puzzle.
What have been some of maybe your initial conversations with the coaching staff as they maybe discuss what this season could be like both for the team and for you?
Yeah, I've always been a huge fan of Stephanie White, and our depth is amazing, and I'm just excited. But to be honest, I think when you have a group that can let go of the egos and you're really just here to win and work hard, I think that's the best type of group, and you're all willing to do the dirty work. And I'm not kidding. We in college we played. I played. She coached against me and whatnot, and so we've known each other for quite a long time. And since I've been in the league, I was like, hey, when are you gonna coach me? You know.
And get this, while some analysts like Cheryl Swoops were busy claiming nobody wants to play in Indiana, Sophie's arrival tells a completely different story. The Fever have transformed from WNBA afterthoughts into a legitimate contender that players are excited to join. Analysts are already putting Indiana in the 2025 championship conversation, and it's not just about Clark anymore. Cunningham's championship experience and winning mindset have completely shifted the team's dynamics. Sophie didn't just sign with the team, she joined a basketball revolution that's reshaping the entire league. Indiana isn't just a destination now, it's becoming the destination where the WNBA's future is being built.